All right, so you've just heard this. We are now recording. So good morning. Welcome to our Zoom today. We are going to be covering off emails. Everything that you need to know about collecting an email, the best way to go about it. We're going to dive into the email platform that I've been using and why I chose that platform, which is actually different to the platform I first started out on, and I'll explain why. We'll look at landing pages and some really cool ways that you as artists can use landing pages, which are like a little mini website. And it's a great place that you can refer your audience and your following to go and sign up for your newsletter. I'm going to show you, if you want to do newsletters, how really easy it is to communicate with your audience. And we'll delve in and we'll discuss things along the way. Now, what I actually did was, because I already have an account, I've actually signed up using a different email address. So to make sure there was no issues with that, I've gone ahead and done that in advance, and I've screenshot for screenshot and put it into a PowerPoint presentation. So what I'm going to do with you now is I am going to share my screen with you. Okay, and we are going to go to, now can you see this? Can you see my screen?
Yes, Ellie.
You can? Okay, great, thank you.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just gonna move this. I'm just gonna move this down a bit so I can actually get the slideshow from the beginning. Okay, so is the gallery in the way? Now, if you need to move your gallery, so if your gallery like mine has gone down the left-hand side, you can probably see that there I'm moving it. You can actually move it around the screen, all right, by just clicking and holding on that top black button. Okay, right, so this is the PowerPoint I've put together for you. Convertkit is who I have been using for the organized artists. Now, I started off with MailChimp. So MailChimp was the website server that I was using for my artist page. And I had a good look around. I had a good look at how many email subscribers you could take free on each of the platforms. A few of the people that I had been following that are doing similar things to me were using Convertkit, which I'll be honest, I'd never heard of. But I went and had a good look around, and I was really impressed with how easy it is and what's provided in the free option. Now, part of my major decision for going with Convertkit is with MailChimp, you can add on a payment provider. So you can sell products, you can add your tip jar, which I call Shout Me a Coffee. You may have seen that on my newsletters and things. You can take payment, so you can monetize your page on Convertkit worldwide. With MailChimp, you can currently only do that in the UK and the USA. So that was a major decision for me for going with Convertkit. So this is it, convertkit.com. And so start your free trial. There is actually a free program, and I've copied those into the next screen so that you can see. In the top right, there's a sign up for free or a login button. And it's very easy, very intuitive. So plans for every stage of your creative business. Convertkit was developed for artists and creatives. So it's really intuitive. So when you go and look at pricing, there is this page here, which you can slide the scale along in, if you can see my mouse in that direction, you can go yearly or monthly, and you can figure out. Now, what I've actually done is on the next screen, and if I just take that away, you'll see that there is a free option. So your free option is up to 300 subscribers. I started off with the free option, but very quickly I had to change to the creator because I had over 300 subscribers. So I've now gone to the creator, but I was working perfectly well and could do everything that I needed on the free option. And then of course there's the Creator Pro. Each one has different levels of access. So with your free, you get unlimited landing pages, forms, broadcasts, and I'll show you what all those mean shortly. You can tag and segment your audience, which is it's a great thing to be able to do. You can sell digital products and subscriptions, and there's really great community support by way of chat. So if you're doing something and you're not sure or it's not doing, you can actually chat and they'll jump in and talk you through what you need to do. I've had to do that a couple of times when I was trying to connect my URL. So I have a personal URL to this page, and I actually, you can do that. And I haven't been able to do it yet because I've actually got to go back into Bluehost and play around with that. And to be honest, it's just not been a priority for me at the moment. So if you've got less than 300 subscribers, this free option here is perfectly adequate. It does everything you need it to do. If you want something a little bit more, and at $9 a month, then the creator also gives you, you can migrate from another. So if you've currently got a MailChimp, you can migrate that in, which is actually what I've ended up doing. I've migrated my MailChimp into my Convertkit account. You can send email sequences. So if you are leading up into a launch, you can set all your emails up to remind your audience that there's, a week to go to your launch, and then there's 3 days, and, you can set all those email sequences up. There's visual automation builders, third-party integrations, and you can have more people than yourself on your account if that's what you wanted to do. I was able to set up and take payments on my free account. That happened no trouble at all. I've only probably in the last week, maybe 2, changed to the creator account. So just to give you some idea about that. All right. So the first thing you do is when you go up, and I'm just going to flick back a couple of slides, and you, top right, sign up for free. Then you come to this screen, and basically they are verifying that, are you human, that you're not a robot. So you click verify you are human, and then it says stand by, we're checking your browser. At that point in time, an email will go to your inbox, and it will ask you to confirm. And so then you just go ahead and do that like normal. You'll then come back to this screen here, which is your create account screen. So literally name, email, password, agree, tick that you've read the terms and conditions, and get started. So when you go in, it says, why are you joining us? And, where are you at your journey? So what is it that you're wanting to do? So are you just starting out, or are you moving from another tool? Now, if you guys are at MailChimp and you are outside UK, US, or you literally want to change to Convertkit after I've shown you what you can do, bear in mind what Convertkit does, you can also do in MailChimp. It will have different levels of accessibility, but bear in mind they are all fairly similar, right? I'm just showing you this one because this is the one that I use. So yes, you want to move from another tool. It will help you to merge your mail list in, which is really easy. Or no, I'm just starting out. So I said, no, I'm just starting out. And then how big is your audience? So 1 to 1,000, or accordingly. And then what kind of creator are you? So remember, Convertkit was built for creatives. So I ticked artist, and I ticked artist, and this is what it comes into. Now, I'm just gonna move this down here also. Okay, so Convertkit then says, what is it that you want to do? So I ticked grow my list. So I wanted to be able to grow my list. And let me just, Okay, so then it takes me to this screen, which is welcome to Convertkit. And under this menu here, because I selected grow my list from the previous screen, it takes you to this, which says click here to get started on your goals, grow your list with Convertkit. And then it comes to this option, which is a whole heap of different options here. So the first one was build a landing page. So when you grow your list, you actually want to have somewhere for your followers to go to sign up for your email. That was the email that I got to say. And then Angel comes on. She provides some fantastic training. And as part of Convertkit, they email you every once in a while with really cool trainings. I've done a few of them and they've been really interesting. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing now and we are going to jump into the live screen, and I am going to go back and I'm going to reshare my screen. Right, can you guys see my screen now? Can somebody come off mute and just confirm?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
see it.
I can.
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. So now we're in Convertkit. So this is the account I signed up for before when I was doing the screenshots for you. This is it. It has nothing in here. So if I go, this is the front page. So this is where we were before. And I have no data. So I've got nobody signed up. So your reports will show here when you start to use your account, and you get to see your subscribers and how much money you've made over the last 30 days, 7 days and 30 days. And it shows you all of your different tags that you've put on different email lists. So the cool thing about this and MailChimp also is that you can segment your audience. So if you are growing a list that covers more than one business like I am, I can segment my list. So as people subscribe through various landing pages, I can add a tag to that page and it will show me that that person has come through the Organised Artist page, or this person has come through Alison Lake Artist. So when I'm doing my newsletters, I can send them to a specific group of people. So I'm thinking of people, and I am not sure whether Lisa is on. I'm not sure I saw her, but I'm thinking of Lisa, excuse me, who has her art business. And then she's also got the retreat on her island in Greece. So she would be able to use one list and segment both of those audiences and send emails separately to both of those audiences and target both of those audiences separately off the one list. So what I'm going to do, the first thing we are going to do is we are going to push grow, because that is what we want to do. If we go into subscribers, okay, so we've got none here, right? But down the side, you've got your segments and you've got your tags. I use tags a lot to segment everybody that comes in to my emails. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a landing page. And this is what you're going to bolt onto either your Instagram, which is where I suggest you put it, or if you've got a link tree. But I'm actually going to make a note. I want to come back and I want to talk to you about Linktree. I want to talk to you about multiple links. And it's something that I've been really mindful of in this last week. Okay, so landing pages. So landing pages turn readers into subscribers with custom landing pages and forms. And if you go create a landing page, there is heaps of templates for you. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. So you've got category down the side. So what is it that you want? Let's go newsletter, because that's going to be easy for us to do. Let's just select one. Let's just select one. Let's just go this one. Okay, so I just chose the one I wanted, and you can go back and choose others. You can have multiple as well. So this can be a headline, or you can use, so we basically just go change it. So if you double click on the image and it says up on the right hand side of the screen, choose an image, and I want to upload an image. I can go, let's do this one. So I would save your images to where you're going to be building this page from. So for me on my laptop, I've just got them all sitting in a file, and I can just simply go in and choose it. So let's make something here. So welcome to my newsletter. Sign up so that you can stay up to date with my news and art launches, or something along those lines, right? And then you can pop a little note there and say, oh, my keyboard's noisy, I'm sorry. So by signing up, I'll keep you whatever, right? Up to date with whatever. Email address. The other thing I do is I add, did you see I just push the plus and I add a field and I make it required and I call it first name, all right? So now when people sign up, they have to give you their email address and their first name. And to be honest, you can move them around just by moving those, you know, it's nice to have first name first and then email. You've got a subscribe button, so you can go change the color of the button too. Let's go make it blue, because why not? Now, under the note here, so we respect your privacy, unsubscribe at any time. It's me. So I just go, I respect your privacy. Just go change that we to an I. We could change this image here. Let's go replace that image. Choose from the file to upload. What do we do? Let's put my angel there. So there she goes. And actually, while we're in the mood, let's replace that one too. So just go simply choose a file. So you can see by saving your files where you go to choose them from, it's just a simple upload. It goes to that file and you can just double click and they're there. All right. So there we go. We have created a really simple landing page really quickly. Remember to push save. All right. Now, if I'm going to send this to somebody, you can go publish. So your subscribers can use this URL, or this URL is what you would put on your Instagram page. Now I'm going to send that URL. Danny, I can't see you, but I know that you are there. So I'm going to quickly send you that URL so I can get you to subscribe. Let me just open. Oh, hang on. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, so let me just, Emma. Okay. Oh, I thought you were here, Danny.
You can send to me if you want.
Danny, what's your email? Oh, okay. Who is that? Tell me your email address.
Danny's here.
Oh, Danny, what's your email address? I thought you were in my address book, but you're not coming up for me. What's
Danny
your email?
Dub. DANIDUB @gmail.com.
Like that?
@gmail.com.
Yep, great. And I'm just going to go from Ellie. Can't spell from. Okay, and then I'm just going to paste that URL in there. Is that what it was? Let's go and have a quick look. Yep, that's what it was. All right, and I'm going to send that to you. Okay, so Danny, when you get that, could you please subscribe?
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, and so then when we go back, we'll see. You can name this landing page. So see at the top where it's got Harrison landing page. Let's go name that page and let's call it email sign up. Let's call it email sign up. Okay, so we've changed that. Okay, so let's remember to save. Now we can tell people, actually, Danny, if you've not done it, sit tight for 1 minute.
Okay.
We can tell people.
It hasn't come through yet anyway.
Okay, good. So under settings here, we can say what we want to happen when somebody signs up. So when a visitor subscribes to your page, what do we want to do? Show a success message. So we want to say that, right? Success. Now check your email. And I always just go and pop in there or spam folder to confirm your subscription. All right. So I don't worry about that. I've done this a few times. So if I am offering something, so say you may have seen that during the week I offered up my goal pages to encourage people to sign up. That was the pure purpose of doing that, was to entice people to join my email list, right? Because when they're on your email list, then they, you know, you can target them more directly. You have a much closer relationship with them. So what I did there was edit the email content, and I added, so you can confirm your receipt there. Hang on, let me just go back. Where was it? Advanced. Oh, it's in here. Oh, yes, sorry. There it is. Oh, it's under there. I didn't see it. Okay, so you can change this message here and say, you know, thanks for signing up. On confirmation of this email, you will receive your document to download. And I changed here. So confirm your subscription and download your goal planner. All right, Danny, I'm going to do this. You're going to do this, okay?
I haven't got it yet.
Okay, I might have to resend it to you.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. All right, and then I need to download the file that's going to go with that email, and it was the monthly goal planner. All right, so you can see it's now sitting there. So if we go back here and edit, so thanks for signing up. Click the below to confirm your subscription, and let's just change this. So just highlight and change and download your goal planner. Okay, and I didn't say this before, so confirm your subscription and download your planning pages. Okay. All right, so we are good there. So let's go save. Let's come back in. All right, so advanced, I just leave it like this. So what it says is, so change what's shown to return visitors who've already subscribed to this form. So I just continue to show the form. You can hide the form. You can do any of these things, or you could send, the subscriber data to a thank you page. But I just leave there, continue to show the forms. Do what works for you. All right, and I'm just now going to move down and save. Danny, I'm just going to publish this again and come back to my email. Danny, dub@gmail.com.
DANIE DUB
That's
@gmail.com.
That's why, right? I'm not sending it to the right email. DANIE. Actually, there you are. You're there. That's you, isn't it? Okay. So let me paste that again. So I'm just going to delete that off the bottom. Okay, that's coming to you now. All right. So essentially, that is what it takes to set up your landing page. Now, what you can do, and you know what? Let's do this. Let's just go over to my Instagram. And I'll show you how easy it is. I'm going to switch it to my Alison Lake artist account. Oh, hang on. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute.
It's come to me and I've signed it. And I've sent you back.
Great, thank you.
No problem.
Oh, what? What do you want? Oh, okay, there we go. So don't do that to me. All right, so let's go into my profile. Okay, and I'm going to, so see I've got a link tree there. I'm going to edit my profile for the sake of today. So see, oh, I can't do it on here. That's annoying, isn't it? Okay, so what I would do if I wanted to put it onto my link tree, again, I would come here and go copy. I would come back to here. You're going to have to do it on your mobile, so you can't do it on a desktop, which is strange. Come into website and paste it in there, and then remember to submit, to save. All right, so that's how you would get it onto your profile. And then in your profile, it's going to sit here where your link tree or your other URL sit. Okay, so coming back over here, let's go back to grow and let's go to subscribers. Actually, let me just change. Let me save that first. Okay, grow subscribers. All right. Where are you, Danny? Have you confirmed?
Yeah, I'll do it again.
Did you get the file?
I did not get the file, but I did do, I put in my first name and my email address.
Okay, all right.
And then I press subscribe. Success, you've now checked your email or spam folder to confirm your subscription. Okay, so it's probably in my spam then.
Yeah.
So there we go.
And always try and remind people, like, go to your spam and confirm, because then they have confirmed that they want to subscribe. And you'll see, I'm actually going to go up here. So this is the URL. I'm actually going to go and put my first name. I'm going to subscribe to it also. Okay. I wonder, do you know what? Why don't I put it in here? If anybody else would like to do it, feel free. There's the link. Can you guys see that? If you guys can see that, feel free to subscribe as well. Now, I'm using my work email address, which does take a little bit of time because of our firewalls at work. So Danny's might appear before mine.
Okay, so it hasn't come through in my spam.
Okay.
And it hasn't come through in my inbox yet.
Okay. It was taking a bit of time when I was doing the confirming my page setup this morning. It was taking a bit of time. But what I want to show you then is, let's go to the landing pages. We'll sit tight and come back on that. So now you can see on this first page, you've now got some information there. So you've got a landing page and form sign up. So you've got people today, 7 days, 30 days total. All right. You can come down. You can see that you've got a landing page, which is your email sign up. So you can see that 2 people have visited, how many subscribers you've had. Yeah, it is a bit slow. It is a bit slow, but I think too, I'm confusing it because they wanted me to do a number of security checks because I've set up a second account with the same IP address. So this is possibly what's slowing me down. Number of subscribers, and then you've got your conversion rate. All right. So I'd really like, let me just check whether I've got mine. I'd really like to show you how you can segment. Okay, we might just have to sit tight. I'll push on, we'll come back. So you can do that for email signups. You can also do a really cool thing under Earn. Now, with Earn, and full disclosure, you know I will always share everything with you guys. This is where my membership sits. So my membership is a product. So again, it's, start selling online with Convertkit. So you can set up a product and you can set up payments. So the payments go directly into your bank account. So you can set up a new product. And it's literally like setting up your landing page. So you can call your product, my friendly, except I can't spell. Still can't spell. Okay, so for the sake of something, so what is it? Is it actually a physical product? Is it a pay once and they've got access to it forever? So if you were selling a course, so say you're selling a watercolor course and you want to sell that product and you want to give everybody who subscribes access to it forever, this is where you would choose it. Or if you've got a membership and you want people to pay regularly until they cancel, then you would set up a subscription. So it's really cool. It is so easy to use. Let's go product. Let's go next. Okay, so what is this pricing? Is it a set one-time price? Is it a pay what you want? So you let customers choose the price? Don't do that. Is it a payment plan? Do you split the price into installments to make it cheaper for people to pay in increments? So to be honest, I'd be setting either a standard amount or a payment plan amount. So the price is in US dollars, all right? Allow customers to choose a quantity. Honestly, for what we're using, potentially, it's a one-off, right? They're not going to opt in multiple times. You can change your currency to pounds. I could have done Australian dollars, but I'm mindful that my audience is mostly in the US. It's so much easier for me to publish my prices in US dollars. And those of us that are outside of the US are so used to figuring out what that amount is now that it kind of seems like it is, it's a standard thing to do. So let's go $250. We're going to sell a course and I'm going to sell it for 250 US dollars. So have I filled in everything? Yes, it's a standard price and I'm selling it for 250 US dollars. They're only buying it once and it's US. So let's go next. Okay, so fulfillment, how is this going to be delivered? Is it going to be a digital download? Is it going to be a members only newsletter, potentially with video embedded? A digital download could also be access to a video. Or is it going to be something else like a coaching service? So do you know what? Let's go a digital download. Actually, no, let's go newsletter because we can do some really cool things with video in a newsletter and I'll show you that later. Okay, so next. So you can add a custom domain name to this. So if you're going to house this video somewhere else and use that video, you can do that here. If you have your own URL, you can go into your post and give it a title. So you might go, so let's say AlisonLakeArtist.com. I can go and get a subdomain and call it watercolor so watercolor.AlisonLakeArtist.com and give it a subdomain through my host site. All right, but let's just use this custom domain. and let's create. Okay, so it's telling me here now that if I want to take payments, I've got to go set up the payment. So you would do that, you would go set that up, fill in your bank details, and so they know where to send the money to. All right, and this is really easy. So again, you want to replace the image, so just customize the site so it matches what you've got. So we'll use my logo. And then you would put in there a little bit about what it's about. If you've got some, like with these pages, you can add. So if I come down here, so see there's a little plus sign. So you can add a file, you can add headings, you can add an image, you can add a button, you can add a video, you can add a countdown. So you could jump on video and say, in this lesson, you're going to learn to make watercolor paper plate angels. This is what it looks like. You know, and there's some alternatives. You can do this, 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 and this, right? So you could actually jump on here and talk about what it is they're going to learn in the video, which is really cool. It's really engaging. So you can add any of these things. You can also add a countdown timer. If it's going to be a live class, you can add a countdown timer. So you can see by playing around in here, you can do a heap of things. Now, I'm not going to save this. I'm actually going to back out of it. And I want to show you guys tip jar. Look, outside of the States, and I think UK, I don't know that tipping is a culture in the UK, but certainly this part of the world, tipping is not a culture. And I struggle to understand it. So I could have kept that a tip jar, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to change this and I'm going to call it Shout Me a Coffee. It is exactly the same thing. So when you create a tip jar, we're going to call this, let's say, Shout Ellie a Coffee. And again, US dollars, you can click on your arrow to change it and go next. There's your domain that you're going to add. So if you're going to add it into your link tree, that's what you're going to add there. Create tip jar. It is so super easy. And what I liked about this site is everything is really intuitive. You know, you just can't go wrong. The biggest thing is to remember to save. I'll be honest, I've done a whole newsletter where I've been so in the moment and I've not pushed save and lost it and gone, oh my God, did I actually just lose that? You know what? It's a lesson we learn. Yeah, you'd think I'd know it by now. So I like to add a photo of me with a coffee cup. And there you go. So change your text to, you know, whatever you want that to be. Make it nice, you know, people do like to support. So I have found that if people don't want my monthly program, it doesn't work for them, but they still want to support me, they'll go and shout me a coffee. And how lovely would it be? And I've not done this yet, but it's something I intend to do, is I've made a list of who those people are. So when I'm out having a coffee, this would it be to thank them and go, hey, you know, thanks so much for shouting me a coffee. I really enjoyed it. So I intend to do that, and I intend to name them because I think too that shows community and generosity. Everybody has their own opinion. You do what's right for you. But again, here where it's got send a tip, if you just hover over it, you can change that and just say shout Ellie a coffee. Like you can change anything in here. It's all customizable. You can change the button color to, pink. Oh, yeah, it's a bit coordinated, isn't it? So everything is customizable. You can play with everything. All right. So I'm going to save that, although I've not set up the payments for it. So just bear in mind, you'll see those big banners everywhere, which basically tell me I need to go set up my bank account because otherwise I ain't going to get paid. All right, so let's come back to our home screen and see what's going on. Danny, have you been able to confirm? No. And I don't think I have either. I don't think I've got that email. No. Okay, so it's a little bit slow. And as I said, I've completely confused Convertkit because as a second account, same IP address. Okay, we're going to push on because what you can do is you can create segments and you can create tags. So say, and here's my products here, right? So there's my Friendly Artist program, which is my email subscription. You can see I've got 0 subscribers. You can see Shout Alia Coffee, and you can see the number of subscribers there also. So this is a really cool place. Once this data starts to get populated, it's a fantastic dashboard. You can really easily see what's going on. You can come in here, you can have a look at all of your subscribers. Oh, there we are, Danny. We're both unconfirmed. But you know what? For the sake of this, we're just gonna, now we're gonna add a tag. Add a tag. Now, we've got no tags created, so I need to go and create them. So let's come down to tags and let's create a tag. We're going to call this one newsletter. Newsletter. We're going to save that. And then I'm actually going to create another tag and I'm going to call it watercolor. Actually, I should have saved that page. Watercolor class. I should have saved it because then you'd see that we could have, but for the purpose of, I'll just use what we've got here. So then you can see you're unconfirmed. So you can see both Danny and I are unconfirmed because we've not actioned our confirmation emails. You can see cancelled subscribers. So those people that have unsubscribed, you can see who those are there. You can see bounced subscribers, and you can see cold subscribers, which is a really interesting one. I love delving in this onto my organizer. So they're people who have subscribed off a story, like they don't follow me, they've not engaged with me at all, and they sit on this list, and you're like, then you can go and figure out how they found you. And you guys know I love this stuff. We'll do a lot more on this kind of stuff as we go along. But let's go to our unconfirmed because that's where Danny and I sit. Okay, so both of us, we can do a bulk action. We're going to add a tag and we're both subscribing to the newsletter. All right, so now when I go to create a newsletter, my newsletter is going to go to both of these people. All right, now, I'm just going to uncheck both. Now, Danny, she's way kinder than me. Where are you, Danny? Here. Now, I want to add a tag to her. Okay, so you'll see, actually, I should have explained that. You'll see when I double tapped on her, it comes up with her profile, right? So her email address, where she lives, her first name. Here is her email history, so I can see what email she's got, what automations or sequences, forms, and I can see what she's purchased off me. Now, Danny is way kinder than me, and she is going to buy me, we're going to call it a watercolor class, but it's going to be the coffee, right? We've called that watercolor class for the purpose of this exercise. So now if I go back into my subscribers, I think because the fact that we are unconfirmed, let me just, yeah, so the fact that we are still unconfirmed, you would have seen here those numbers changed, right? But we're both still unconfirmed, all right? You can actually come up here and you can segment by all of your unconfirmed. You can actually message those, send them an email and say, hey guys, you may be missing out on some of my content. I noticed that you subscribed, but you haven't confirmed your email, all right? So this is what you can do here. Now, what I also want to show you, so that is one. So what we've done is we've set up an account. We've gone to, and I'm going to show you again under Grow Landing Pages. We've gone create a new landing page. We want to do a landing page. Now, the other thing, actually, while we're still here before we move on, you'll notice before I change to Linktree, and I may change back, I'm going to talk you through that in a minute, that you can actually have like a mini website. Like this one is actually the one I have got in mind. Let's choose this one because this is cool. So you can kind of turn this into a little mini website and put this link on your page, and you could change this, right? So you could change this. So view my profile, and let's just say, visit my online store. And here, where it's got the URL, you would, under URL there, you would tell that button to go to your Etsy store. So this page now serves as a subscribe to your email, all right? And now it also will redirect people to your Etsy store. So I think that's really cool. You could also have here, shout me a coffee, yeah? You could also have here, you know, a few other, whatever. Like you actually get an opportunity. So they've got examples here, Instagram, Patreon, Etsy is there, but they've got social icons, and they've got all the social icons for all of the external. So let's go Etsy. You can see now that that's changed to the E for Etsy. So it's fun, go play around. You can add a picture of yourself in here. So go replace that image. So I don't know, let's make it this one. So now that image is changed, you can now change this. So I'm actually going to be Danielle. Is that who I am, Danielle? And so there, you know, you can put a little bit about yourself. You can add, so subscribe, so you can click here to edit the form. So there's your form, is all there ready to go. So if you've got a number of places that you want people to be directed to, this is a really great option instead of purchasing a full-blown website if you don't want the upkeep of that, right? So you can put a profile about yourself. You can have the opt-in, so edit the form, and that sits at the bottom, and then people can subscribe. So you can just here, like change those, hang on, words to subscribe to my newsletter or email or whatever words you want to use. So visit my online store. You could change these words to buy me a coffee. You could change these words to, if you've got a Facebook group, or I know what, how about this? So purchase my watercolor class. All right. And then that link would be the link that came up before in our watercolor class. And we'll change this social icon from Patreon to, hang on, let me just move this back up. I want to do I thought there was a cart. It's not called a, what is it called? I thought there was a shopping cart. Let me see. Shopping cart, see? So purchase my watercolor course. And then these ones, if you don't want them, like you can just literally, so come down here and you can just delete it. So you can delete, you can rearrange. So I could move that up there, and I could move that to the top. And then let me just save this. So, yeah. And then when I refresh, you can see that they've reordered. So you can play around with those. You can change your button colors. So if you click on the button, Hang on, where am I? Yep, okay. The button does come up to change. You can see how impatient I am, right? Can you hear me clicking? This is because I am impatient. But you can change your button colors. Oh, it's still on the button. There we go, settings. Change your button colors to blue, to red, to yellow. Ooh, no. Ooh, whatever. Okay, so you can play around with all of that. So this is a great way to build a landing page with multiple links without going down that large investment of a website. Now, I know that many of you will be really interested in this, and I'm happy if you want to reach out to me at all. I'm happy to walk you through the best way to do this, how to set it up. I'm offering it to you guys. I'm really happy to help you out by doing this. There is some really great learnings in here. So there's the community, you can ask questions. You'll see down the bottom on pages, let me just come back to my page here. You'll see, and I think because I'm sharing, you'll often see the little help sign come up. And they are really great at asking, like asking questions and answering questions. But you can see how useful this is. So the biggest thing is making sure people confirm their email address. Then you can add tags, you can slice and dice your audience however you want. You can create different segments. So, call it a segment name here. So I might want to call it like that. So matching all of the following, and you can add filters so that if they come in on that link, then I can filter them to that page. So you can slice and dice however way you want. So for free, up to 300 people, it is really, really a great, great system. I've loved it. Before we go back and I start to open up questions, because I'm conscious we've been going an hour, but I really want to cover off templates for those of you, or emails rather, for those of you that want to send newsletters. There are some really cool email newsletter templates. And again, go into the templates and choose the one you want. So this is the one I use actually. All right, remember to come up and save, please learn from me, right? Come up here and call it. So I call mine by volume. So volume 1, and the date for me today is the 14th of January, 2023. Okay, so I call it something, let's save it. So you can come down, change this, you can add your images here exactly as we were doing before. You can add your text here. So if you're doing a launch, add some fantastic photos of your launch. You can talk about it. You can add a link. So all of these buttons are links. You can remove them. They don't have to be there. You can just simply delete them if you don't want them. So if you don't want this many, you can delete, you can play around. And this button, you can redirect straight to your Etsy store. All right. So these are a great way to talk to people, particularly those following you, about your launches, things you've got coming up. If you're doing a watercolor class, talk about it here, put in the link to register. Once it's closed and you've done it and you're going to do another one, set up a wait list and get those people coming onto the wait list, because they're also subscribing and wanting to join. If you've got an art retreat and you're talking about what it's going to be, add some great pictures and talk about it. Start collecting names, join the waitlist to find out more. All of this sort of stuff. These newsletters, you can slice and dice. If you can use Word, you can use this. It is so super simple. All right. At the bottom, it automatically has unsubscribe. It automatically has address. Make sure you leave those there. In some countries, address is a requirement. So you'll notice on my newsletters, it does have my address. See that it'll built with Convertkit as a watermark on the free providing service. So where you don't pay anything for up to 300, it stays there. When I've upgraded to the next one now because I needed to for my number of subscribers, which costs me $9 a month, I can now remove that. So if you're wanting to use it like a website, but you don't want that at the bottom, maybe it's worth paying the $9 a month, right? The other thing is, remember that if you own your own URL, you can actually go through here, through settings. Oh, actually, did you see there? There's a help as well. So you can go in to the help chat. They are really cool in there. All right, so under settings, you've got your login details. You can change your password. Two-factor authentication, make sure you turn this on. Treat this. This is going to be your bread and butter. All right, it's in settings that you set up your, so that's your payment. It's also in here that you set up your commerce. Here we go. So it's here that you set up your bank account payments, and it gives you the facility to take payment. They use Stripe, and which is frustrating if you want to offer PayPal, but you know what? Just go set up a PayPal billing for that as well in PayPal, and then just add that link and go, you know, pay for the service via PayPal. It worked fine for me. It's annoying that these guys only offer Stripe. That is the one downside. But I think, to be honest, it will probably change. The great thing around the commerce is that you get your tax. So it breaks down all your tax settings for you and everything as well. So really great to provide to the accountant. All right. So now when we come to go send, and we've set up our email template, so we've set up our, yep, there it is here. Excuse me. So you can see it's changed. You can remove these others if it's, you know, like you could just click and go delete if you want to. I don't worry about it, because sometimes I have used a different style of template and just changed the colors. All right, so to send out, go to broadcast. Okay. Excuse me. There's a new broadcast. And what am I sending? I'm going to send my newsletter. So I double click on it. That's the one I want to send. All right. So here's your subject line. So let's call it, so Ellie Lake Artist Newsletter, Volume 1, 14th of January. Okay. Or, you know, that's pretty dry. Don't miss out on my watercolor class. Registrations open now. Yeah, anything that's going to catch people's attention. Or art launch happening in 7 days. Mark your calendars, you know, whatever it's going to be to catch their attention. So let's just do this. Okay, so now, okay, I've not added any links. It doesn't like to see something's wrong. One or more of your links contains empty values because I've not added any. So it's not liking what I'm doing here. All right, but you can see this is my newsletter. Here's my template, my background color. I can change it from white if I want to. Here's the newsletter that I set up before. I can preview it. Now I always go into preview. Oh, okay, because I've not confirmed my account, I can't send emails. So remember to go and confirm your account. All right. I always go in to this point into preview and I check my links. I check that the link I have got goes to where it should be going. All right. So then you can close preview. And then let me just move this panel out of the way. Continue. I wonder how far it's going to let me go. Okay. So now I can choose what I want to happen. So it's going to go from the email address I've registered, and it's going to go to all subscribers. So it can go to any, all, or none. And you can add your filter in here. So you can choose any, right? So you can just kind of customize that to what, so it could be within a region. You can choose whatever it is you want that to be. And again, you can filter here. So you can do 2 filters on this broadcast. You can send it now, or you can set it up for a specific day. So I always send mine on a Thursday, and I come down here and I set it to go at 7:30 p.m. my time. Remember, this is going to be your time. All right. So now my broadcast is scheduled to go out on the 19th at 7:30 p.m. So you can add preview text. This text here doesn't appear in the newsletter. So it can be just simply, you know, watercolor class, whatever it is you want to be, just for your own reference. And then you can go continue. Now it's not going to let me continue. I thought at some point it wouldn't, because of course I'm missing a whole heap of data here. So you can go continue here. And at this point you'll get a congratulations. Your email is due to go out on the 19th at 7:30 p.m. All right. So you can see it's really simple to go in and have a play and just send using your email templates, finding one that you like. So come into add an email template, find the one that you like that you can use. Make it easy. Make it so that it's not a chore to update. Like, to be honest, mine take me about an hour, and I mostly have them done by the Thursday. So make it easy to do. And then when you've done it, come into broadcasts and then make a new broadcast, so that you can see, actually, if I just scoot back to that menu, you can see that's the email that I had there. It's still sitting in drafts. I can go and edit it at this point in time, or I can just add a new email and go through the process again. No, I want to add this one this time. So once you've got, actually, let me just back the truck up a bit. This is the email you sent before, and say you wanted to send this one every week. Just give me 1 minute, Danny. Say you want to send this one every week. You can come in here and you can duplicate it. All right. So now this is your duplication. Come in, change it to volume 2. Change your date for a week later. Let's make that the 21st. Change your heading, like I've put the volume and the date in mine, and away you go, and then save. All right. So there you've got your emails duplicated, and you can go and save. So it's really easy to play around and learn. It's very intuitive. So I'm going to come back to the gallery screen now, and I'm still going to record. So if you don't want to be on the recording, please turn your cameras off. If you prefer to blur your background, please do so. I'll give you a couple of seconds to do that. And then I'm going to come back to gallery view, because I can see that we've got a couple of questions there. If you'd like to leave your camera on, remember this only gets saved into this group and it's not distributed to anywhere else. So I'm going to come back to the gallery view right now, and I'm going to make it, I want to try and make it, let me just see. I might have to stop sharing. Danny, is your question related to what we were just learning? Danny, are you there? I see you had your hand raised.
It's not that you'd have to take me into the site to show me anything, but I was really excited about the tagging.
Yes, and, absolutely. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing so that we can, I can come back now and unspotlight myself. So let me just go, okay, there we go, that's better. Okay. Yes. So the tagging, Danny?
So let's say that I'm world famous and next year and I have 10,000 followers.
Yes.
I've sold lots of courses and stuff like that.
Yes.
But I have like a group of people that bought my watercolor course,
Yes.
and I'm launching watercolor course number 2.
Yes.
And I want to offer the watercolor people number 1 a discount, but I don't want to offer other people because I've tagged them that they did watercolor 1. I can send them an email saying that.
Absolutely. Okay. And that is why the tags, so no matter what you think you're going to do down the track, use the tags, because it helps you segment your audience as they come in. The cool thing about
multiple tags.
Yes, you can have multiple tags on multiple people. The cool thing about this is that you can then go, okay, so all the people, and I would call, so say you're doing sketching class number 1, right? And it might be easier to call them via classes, right? Sketching class number 1. As those people sign up to that landing page, they are captured in that landing page anyway, right? But make sure that you then go into those subscribers of that particular landing page, add the tag and call it watercolor 1, right? But you can see those people when it says 912 subscribers, you can click on the 912 and you can see who they all are, right? For example, let me explain this. So when I was doing the lab membership and you guys were signing up to the lab, I could then click on the lab and see who was signing up to the lab. When you then requested to come into the secret Facebook group, I could see your request on the Facebook group and I could see your subscription on the lab page. Yes, 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 allow entry. Right? So if you're doing a group like this, it's also fantastic for cross-reference. So then, Danny, you've gone on and class 1 has been an incredible success, and you've done a whole heap more and you've got a whole heap more email subscribers, and you are then going to do a sketching trip to France. But those people who did my watercolor 1 class, I'd really love to give them 10% discount, right? They've already taken one of my courses. I have a great relationship with them. So what you could do is go in, send them a newsletter, give them even a code or set them up a separate landing page and get them to log in and make their purchase through that. You can segment them and treat them completely separately from your other audience who might be doing something with you for the first time. It's very cool. It is. And this is what I loved about it. So you can see now I've got an Instagram, guide, I've got the goals guide, I've got the lab, and all of those are all segmented different. Oh, and I've got my newsletter subscribers. Every single one of those is treated differently. So those people that are doing the Instagram guide, and I've got a wait list also, actually. Those great people that have bought the Instagram guide, if I decided to do an Instagram course, they would be the people I'd market to. Like, you've got those audiences there separately. It's just really easy. And it keeps, to be honest, it's been really great for building relationships because you can see what people are doing and it's really smart. Yeah. Vicky, you had a question. Danny, have you finished? Did I answer your questions? Yes. Chris, is Chris still on? Yes, Chris, I want to talk to you when we've finished with Vicky, but Vicky, I'm just going to have a drink of water while you ask. Can you unmute?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, yep. No, all good. So my questions are to do with your tagging and then incorporating that into your newsletter.
Yes.
That you email out. So I get, so you're choosing what tags your list is getting, is what you're saying.
Yes.
So different tags for different lists, and your tags are what you're selling sell-ins are. So your upsells, you want to sell them
Yes.
something. So when you do your email, that last bit you did, where do you choose what tag? Is that by your email list? Is it the list you've already set up?
It's how
does that make sense what I'm asking?
Yeah. Yes. So it's how they subscribe. So how do they come into me? So for example, if they come into me through my newsletter subscription, then that will automatically have the tag newsletter. So I know they've come in through the newsletter, right?
Okay.
If they've come in through the goal planning pages, right, they've signed up. They also go onto my newsletter, but they go onto my goal setting pages as well. So they have 2 tags.
So you personally pick it for everyone that signs up for
Everybody that signs up has a tag, even if it's just straight newsletter.
Yep. So when you went, because I understand the example you were showing us only had you and Danny as unconfirmed, but when you go through to check and you pull down the list that said all subscribers, so that would then be, if you had different lists or subscriber lists, that then would be extended?
No. So it's all subscribers, and then you filter by tag.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
So you go into filter and filter by tag. Yeah.
Okay.
So so to be honest, your newsletter will go to all subscribers, right?
Yes.
Everybody. Because you don't know who else might want something else that you're talking about on your newsletter, right? Everybody wants to know about your art launch. People might want to know if you've got a sale in your Etsy store, you're launching a new class, you're going on a sketching trip to Germany, you're whatever it is, right? You want everybody to know that. But it might specifically be the people who have subscribed to one of the tags, and say for you, Vicky, it might be, come and see my exhibition at such and such a gallery. And you want to talk to people, maybe people who have seen you in a gallery and you've got those tagged as gallery or something, right? You can communicate differently with those people.
So just with adding those tags, one last little bit on that. So if you go in a tag and you add shout me a coffee, does that automatically put that on the end of your newsletter, or do you, because I'm used to MailChimp, so you would have to actually
you type that in and you have to add the button. So with Convertkit, I just so you know how you could do add the button. I know you can do it on MailChimp as well. But can you take payment through MailChimp, Vicky?
No, I've never tried. I'm happy. I think Convertkit is hell of a lot easier to use in the set out.
So I tried to set up a landing page so before I changed to I was with MailChimp originally. Before I changed to Convertkit, I tried to set up a payment plate. I was going to do my subscription through MailChimp, but I couldn't figure out how to get it. And then when I Googled, and it actually says in the payment that it's only available for USA and UK only. And I went, well, that's not going to work for me.
No.
And then I found Convertkit. So to be honest with you, landing pages, but for an artist that is selling launches,
they're fabulous.
Or newsletter, and you don't have the upkeep of a web page, it is, excuse my language, bloody brilliant. Bloody brilliant, and so easy to use. It's literally copying and pasting links and updating your images. It is brilliant. You don't need to send newsletters. If you don't want to send newsletters, you don't have to, right? But please, can I encourage you to get people to give you their email addresses, even if it's you're on stories, you're making a post at the bottom, just put a little note. Please subscribe to my newsletter so I can keep you up to date with launches and whatever, right? You don't need to do that, but please do, because remember, on Instagram, you don't own that space. You are renting your page off Instagram that could get bought by an Elon Musk and change in a whiff of a second, all right? At least if you have email subscribers, you can still talk to them. It doesn't matter if Instagram, Facebook, anything goes away, you can still talk to your followers. they can still purchase your art. Yeah, that is my biggest rant of today. And if you need help doing that, or a nice way to ask that, it can be nice and soft, like, stay up to date with what I'm doing, subscribe to my newsletter. The link is in my profile, really easy. Sorry, Vicky, you probably hadn't finished tonight. You got me on a rant.
That's all right. So when you're designing, that's okay. When you're designing your email, when you filter and then you add your tag, then you have to, providing your tags up, then you just add a button and it automatically will fill it into your newsletter where you want it. Fantastic. That makes sense to me.
Yep. So as you go down the page, you get the little line with a plus, and if you click on the plus, you can add an image, a video, a button.
Yep.
You can add video in there, which is so
so you have to add the button and then add your
tag
tag to it.
Just add the button, and then the button comes up and you go and complete the URL. It's very intuitive. Vicky, you'll figure it out. It is really intuitive.
That was my only question.
Just remember the line with the plus and you'll be right.
Yep, good. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So Chris, I've been thinking about you and your launch and your, like a lot of artists, your Etsy store. So a landing page would be so easy for you to set up and have all those things there. Do you see that would be a benefit?
Yeah, absolutely. And the whole thing about not having to have a website and that being there, it's like, wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Absolutely. And to be honest, it's free, right? There is no, until you get over 300 subscribers, everything that you want is free.
Yeah. And I mean,
I wish I
don't know how many subscribers I would get, but I mean, if I had more than 300 people subscribing, that would be great. But
but you know what? You just change and upgrade at that point in time, right? If you've got 300 people, and then you just change, you just upgrade. But don't do it if you don't have to, right? I know with MailChimp, I cancelled my subscription to MailChimp, and I think I was paying like $19.90 US a month.
Wow.
I'm now paying $9 a month because I've had to upgrade to the next level out of the free category for Convertkit. But it also means that I can take the constructed with Convertkit watermark off the bottom, so it actually looks like a website.
Yeah.
So if that's important to you at $9 a month, that's a coffee.
Yeah. And I mean, for somebody actually visiting it, it looks like a website.
Yeah. And put a nice photo of yourself. Choose a template that you can put a nice photo of yourself, write a little bit about your bio, an artist statement there would be fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I looked at Linktree and I mean, it's great for, having your links, but there's not really much else that you can do with it, at least as far as I can see. Anyway, it just, here's your link.
But you've got to upgrade. Yeah, you've got to upgrade and pay extra with Linktree. Now, those of you that have possibly clicked on my links from late will notice that I've gone from the landing page to Linktree because I wanted to play around ahead of today. I'm going back to my landing page. The reason I went to Linktree, and Danny and I both did a really interesting course. It was, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the morning for me. I don't know what time it was for Danny. It got a bit much for me, but I got some really interesting nuggets out of it. And the nugget that I got out that resonated with me the most is don't give people too many choices. So when you give them links, don't give them too many choices. And I fare with Linktree, that's what I'm doing. So I've changed to Linktree, but I'm going to go back to my landing page for sure. Yeah. So I've not invested in a website because I'm struggling with WordPress, I'll be honest. And it's like at this point in time, do I need to? I'm unsure. But the landing page has done everything that I needed to do and has got me to this point really quickly. So like 2 months ago, I wasn't even doing this. So do you know what I'm saying? It's got me to this point quite quickly. So yeah, and it's very, very intuitive. And to be honest, I've learned it like the back of my hand really quickly. So, you know, it's a great place to start. Even if it's just you're doing the page to collect emails, spot on. That's perfect. Yeah. Christy, you've got a question.
Hi, Dan. Hi, everybody. How are you? Just wanted to, kind of expand on that because the website idea or the landing page or the newsletter versus a website, can you have your paintings on that? Can you list so that people can look through and purchase?
Yes. And I was thinking of you. So that template, newsletter template, Christy, right? Where you've got 3 or 4 options. Imagine you using those to profile one of your larger pieces. You could, so get your email list up and running and use it as your gallery, right? So then you could say, in Spotlight this week, and you could even just have 1 or 2. And add the image, talk about it. You can add more images about it. You know, you can add the whole story about it there. Then the button at the bottom could actually be purchase.
Oh, okay, good. And then you could do a video telling the story too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you just click on the plus and add in video. It is so versatile and so easy to use.
That's great.
And if any of you want help setting up your templated emails, please reach out to me. Look, I'm really happy to help you out with any of this stuff. Just know my time difference and yours is a little different and I'm a bit time poor, but I'm really happy to help you get this stuff off the ground because it's really important and it's going to help you build really, really great businesses and be in contact with your following.
Can I ask you just a couple more, maybe they're brief too, I hope. Let's see, I'm trying to prioritize instead of website product. And then, okay, you answered that. And then you mentioned Stripe. Do you not like Stripe or do you like Stripe?
No, I love Stripe. I really love Stripe, but I'm also conscious that some people like to use PayPal because of the buyer protection. Now, I'm sure Stripe offers the same. To be honest, I never stopped on the way in to check it out. I'm just like, oh yeah, payment, that's what I want. I'll just, because that was the option. I never stopped on the way in to check it out. But I'm pretty sure Stripe is like PayPal. It's the competition. So I'm sure it would have exactly the same buyer protection. Otherwise, a company like Convertkit wouldn't use it. So to give you some idea, all of the young entrepreneurs out there at the moment, so your Amy Porterfields, Jenna Kutchers, all of those people who are up and running and doing things are all using Convertkit, which is how I heard about it, through Amy Porterfield. Yeah.
Amy Porterfield. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Stripe I know charges me, I think, I gotta see, or had a one-time charge of Stripe on the website. I'm kind of deciding what to do with my website.
Yeah.
So on this PayPal, I don't think charges until the transaction.
That's right. And actually PayPal is a lot more expensive than Stripe. So to give you an example, I pay about $1.20 for every, so my membership is $19.90. For those that pay via PayPal, I pay $1.20. For Stripe, I get the whole $19.90.
Okay. All right.
And as you go up, and you know what I actually think with Convertkit, as you go up through the paid levels, your fee becomes less. Do you know what I mean? They're not charging you the same for that privilege. With Convertkit, if you use your own website, you can actually become an affiliate for Convertkit as well, which they pay you 36 months or something. I've not done that. But, for those of you, oh, hang on, I thought I'd plugged my power in. Hang on, I urgently need power. Give me 1 minute. Ooh, 1 minute. This is not a good idea.
Allie, thank you. I have to go.
Okay, but reach out to me, Christy, if you've got any other questions. Just give me a shout.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Dean.
Bye.
See you guys later.
Danny.
Thank you.
See you, Christy.
Okay, sorry to take over. Quick one.
Yes.
I have an Etsy site. Somebody
Yes.
has bought paintings from me for Christmas.
Yes.
So I have a bunch of customers that bought paintings for Christmas. I can see their email, but I can't take their email manually and put it in Convertkit because it's against the law in the UK. So how do I get them to do it?
You've got to tell them to go and do it.
So I've got to send them a message
Yeah.
with a call
Yeah.
to action,
Yeah.
tag to press to go in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I actually have a similar question about that.
Yeah.
I have my own website, so people purchase things from my website. And I have a MailChimp integration on my website.
Yeah.
So when someone makes a purchase on my website, they put in their email during the purchasing process,
Yes.
but they don't necessarily subscribe to my newsletter at the same time. So in MailChimp, they come up as a contact, but not subscribed.
No. So can you filter on MailChimp and send those people an email asking them to opt into your newsletter and giving them the first name and email address to do that?
I can, and I was wondering if that was like an okay thing to do.
Why
I
not?
didn't know. I was like,
Yeah, and it's,
is that okay? Should I do that?
Yeah, look, it's
If
all
you feel
about
bad,
the
offer
way
them a
you word
discount.
it, right? It's all about the way you word it. They've bought from you,
okay.
they have a relationship with you, and just say, thank you for purchasing a piece of my art, so that I can keep you up to date with what else I've going on. Would you mind opting into my newsletter? First name, last name, that's it. Easy.
Okay. All right. I
It's
just
all about the language you use and asking them
Right.
to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will do that then.
Yeah, do. Yeah, great. Great.
There's a company I follow, and they put I wanted to give you all a gift for supporting us this year of 15%. Here you go. Sign up for our newsletter and you'll get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. If they've purchased from you before, that's a great opportunity, right? Offer them a 10% discount, or as a returning buyer. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's my Convertkit. Confirm my email address. Email that's just come in. It's just coming in. Poor Convertkit. I think I'm giving it a hernia because I've got now 2 accounts with the same IP address. I just hope I delete the right one. Does anybody else have any other questions while we're here? I know it's going to be, actually, Vicky, before I answer your question, what I'll do is the PowerPoint that I ran through, I will upload that to the files and include the link to it as I post the video. So it's all there for you as well. So you can go back and look at it at any time. So, Vicky.
Thanks, Sally. This has been so informative. I'm just really wondering about the etiquette around some of the things that we're doing. I'm not really comfortable with asking people for their email or asking them to shout me a coffee or anything like that. So I'm just wondering what the standard, or if there is even a standard, because if we're not really comfortable with even talking about it, then it's obviously not really obvious. But what would be the etiquette around someone, who does want to support you like that, or to ask them what is the etiquette around that? How would you thank them, or how acknowledge them at least, or is there something that they automatically get?
Yes. So that tip jar, and I'll be honest, tipping is not a culture for me. Bye, Vicky. Tipping isn't a culture for me, and I felt uncomfortable around the tip situation. But I knew people had asked me and had messaged and said, look, a membership's not for me, but I really want to support you. How can I do that? When I saw this opportunity, I'm like, it's actually a really good way for people to show their support if they don't want to purchase what it is that you're selling, right? I'll be honest, it's been wildly successful for me. Wildly, beyond what I thought, if I get 1 or 2, sweet. It has been insane. And it's all about the language you use. And that's why I kind of went shout me a coffee. It's a softer message. when you go and you do that, you can, on the settings of that page, you can go in and you can personalize the thank you message as well. So you can go in and say thank you. You can also see who those people are. And so, like I said, you know, I fully intend to, you know, next time I'm out having coffee, take a photo of my coffee and say, you know, thanks. And the thing is, though, is that it's that part I feel awkward about, because do I publicly want to share that they bought me a coffee? So and that's the part I'm unsure about. Like, is it that I thank them, or is it that I take a photo and go, thank you to the people who've bought me a coffee. I'm really enjoying this. You know, make a little story about the coffee. So that's why I've not done that, Vicky, is I'll be honest. I'm like, the people who've done that, I know that they've done that because, you know, what I'm doing is not in their wheelhouse, and I fully respect that. But yeah, I think, you know, and it might not even be shout me a coffee. It might be whatever it is, it might be, you know, be creative. I just thought shout me a coffee was kind of it was much softer in my conservative view than, you know, give me a tip.
What about if you, for getting emails, sometimes some people give something free, so you might give like a file of, if you're doing a course, it might be file of supplies, or how I made my Christmas decoration.
You could do that
if you're
anyway,
an artist,
Danny.
it could be a screensaver picture.
Yeah, but you see, that wouldn't then go into your, do you mean in return for giving you money, then you would send
email? No, for giving me my, to give them their email,
so
I'm giving them something in return.
Yeah, so that wouldn't go into your earn category in Convertkit. That would go into your landing pages and would go as an attachment to your thank you, you know. And I'm doing that at the moment actually with my goals sheet. So people can sign up on that particular landing page. So not my newsletter, but it's that particular URL that's attached to the goal planning page. And they will get those for signing up, for providing that email. So what happens is then as that email goes into my master newsletter list, but it's also got a tag on it for goal setting. Yeah, but it's more around, Vicky's question was more around the asking for money, I suspect.
I think, Allie, that the reason people would want to support you if they didn't want a subscription is because every post you put up has so much information. I mean, you really have done the work that some of us just don't have time for, or don't think we even want to think about. We're just sad that Instagram changed and we don't know why.
Yeah.
And so I think that I would do that to someone. Here, I'm going to take you for coffee because you gave me exactly what I needed to know, and I did not have to read 20 hours to understand it and then get it wrong.
Yeah, yeah. And that's exactly, I think, why that has worked so well for me, to be honest with you, is just every week I'm like, oh my goodness. And to be honest, I'll be honest, I feel a little bit embarrassed about it.
Don't.
But then somebody said to me, and Danny, it might have even have been you, said to me, but you're providing so much value. Right. And so then I'm like, okay, because like this is all new to me as well, right? I'm very new at this. So I'm finding my feet also. And, I'm not going to always get it right. Yeah.
But you're so gregarious about it, and you share so freely that that's what just makes you, it's easy to listen to, and you're really sure of yourself, and that helps too, because it comes across positively. You're not telling people what to do, you're just joyous about it, but then you do really know the answer. So
look, I
don't have time for all the blah 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 blah. I'm too old now. I gotta work. I gotta move on.
Yeah, so, I know. And look, to be honest, I will always share, like, because I'm learning too. And if I can learn and then share and make it a little less painful for any of you, my job here is done. Yeah, I'm an oversharer and I'm happy to overshare. Sorry, Drew.
I didn't mean to overshadow Michelle. I mean, talk over you. I just wanted to say, and she's very kind about it, and you never feel less than when you are talking, Allison. But
exactly,
which is greatly appreciated. And I have to skedaddle. So thank you so much.
Lovely to see you, Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, like but have a play around with Convertkit. It's, you know, play around with the free version. Ask any questions if any of you need help setting up your pages, or, you know, just how does it look? Could I word this differently? Whatever it might be, please do reach out to me. Like, you know, I am here for you.
I have a question I just thought of.
Yes.
In the Convertkit, do you use the email that you already have, or do you make an email up with them?
No, so I used an email that I already had.
Okay.
Bear in mind, they don't like Gmail, and I suspect they don't like Hotmail either. So I use, so when I've got my URL through my host, so I use Bluehost, I've got an email address, so support@theorganizedArtist. So I used that email to set up my Convertkit account.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, otherwise use, you know, like I could have used my work one, which is why I used my work one today and not my Gmail one today, because they like to verify that you're not some dodgy person taking money off random strangers.
Sadly, I use Gmail, but I'll have to think that
And
through.
look, I do too, Michelle, but I just through purchasing the URL as part of that purchase, you get a free email.
Oh, that's right.
address.
You don't have to have a website for because I have.
No.
Okay, that makes it easy then. I
and
know
then
what
you
that
can
means.
also link that URL. You can add that URL to your Convertkit page. Yeah, It's just when I did mine through Bluehost, I didn't set it up properly. And to be honest, I've just not had the time or the inclination to go back and ferret through Bluehost to unravel what I raveled and figure it out. But I will do it one day because it is important. It just doesn't excite me. I've got other things to do. But I need to do it. Yeah. Does anybody have any other questions? I'm sorry we have gone so long today, but it's you know, it's such an important one, and I'm just so passionate about you guys all collecting your email addresses. That, you know, if Instagram is purchased by somebody else, you know, we could potentially all lose our following tomorrow. Yeah.
Don't end on that note.
I know, right? I was thinking I was actually just thinking that's not a good place to end. Anyway, what you're going to do now, so your homework is to think about, you know, MailChimp or Convertkit or any of the other email. There is a stack of them out there, right? I just wanted to use the easiest and the most intuitive, and it's worked really well for me. So homework is get on it, people. I want to know in the group, I want you to post, I am set up and taking emails, because guess what? We're subscribing. We want to know what you're doing. So we will all be subscribing and supporting each other.
Thanks, Ellie. I just want to do a shout out to Chris's puppy. That is adorable. Oh my gosh, that face.
Yes. Come, puppy, you got to get mum into action.
Yeah. This is Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Because he likes to bark.
It's adorable.
That is hysterical. That's hysterical. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to stop the recording now.